Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. You see this right behind me? This is a shipping container, but it's not unlike any shipping container you've seen. This is actually a house, and we're here with Steve and Alicia from LUX Building Group, and he's going to show us how he took that shipping container and turned it into an awesome tiny home.
I'm so excited to show you guys this because this is like right up my alley. I watch YouTube video after YouTube video of tiny homes being converted from either shipping containers or other small things, and this one kind of blows those out of the park. So I say we start outside.
Absolutely.
And then we'll work our way inside and show you all the details there. So let's go.
So first you start off with a shipping container that looks just like this, and you cut out your windows and doors. Now we have welded angle iron to reinforce the corrugation, because the corrugation actually gives you strength in a shipping container. We advertise these tiny homes as storm-proof homes. So it's not your typical tiny home on a trailer that can be sucked away in a tornado, right?
Right.
You start off with your cutouts, doors, windows, as many as you want, doesn't matter. You can cut out the whole thing.
So you cut it all out yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, let's keep going because there's really cool stuff in the back here.
This is our mechanical room in this unit. It's on the other side of the bedroom inside, next to the closet. You'll have a 40-gallon hot water heater, electrical panel with an RV hookup, a air exchanger to remove any stale air in the unit. You've got valves for all areas of the tiny home, so if you have a leak you can turn it off.
So is it a 50 amp hookup or is it 30?
It is a 50 amp RV hookup.
No, my question is, if you didn't want to have an RV hookup, could you have it wired directly in?
Absolutely. Same with the plumbing. You can come right through the floor if you wanted to really tie in everything nice and neat.
Okay, so right now, temporarily, you can run it as an RV, but you can't have it permanently wired with power and sewer, just like a regular home.
Like
Yes,
a
sir.
regular home.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
you can add, you said propane or natural gas as your power source?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. And then the entire unit is spray foam insulation.
Closed cell spray foam.
Yeah, I think that's amazing because it's a hot Texas day today, and when we went inside just to preview it, you can't even tell that it's this hot outside.
Yeah.
Like it keeps it nice and cool in there.
I think the sweat can...
Yeah, we'll stop sweating soon, don't worry. So tell us about the changes that you said you might make to your next design for the next unit.
So going forward, I think we've gotten comments online of what people like, dislike. What we'll likely do is turn in the double door of the container into a entry space with a roof.
Okay, it's like a patio porch type thing?
A patio porch, and we'll have our patio door here. It'll flip the entire thing, so the living room will actually be on this end, which you'll see in a minute. The living room's on the far end, but the patio door would start here, give you that roof for those rainfalls. So the roof is going to be hinged at the lift points, where when you open up the doors, or you pull up the roof, open up the doors, and the roof will actually bolt in. Unbolt it, close the doors, and the roof will hinge down.
Now, would your mechanical room still be here with the patio?
No, so everything will be on the back side. The panel will be on the outside with an exterior panel.
Okay.
On-demand hot water heater in the bedroom closet.
Oh wow.
And instead of a HRV unit here, we'll have a HRV unit in the bathroom.
It kind of reminds me of a reverse toy hauler. You know, like in a toy hauler, you put the patio door down and then you make your patio. Like, you lift it up and then you get a roof over you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's cool in that you can still transport it with no problem.
Yeah, and the idea is stormproof again.
Yeah.
This is the difference between any other tiny home is we want water to stay away from the door. The door's not going to leak, but then you can
still don't want intrusion.
Well, you can open up the door during a storm. Who doesn't like to listen to the rain?
Exactly,
right?
yes. And we've had a lot of those storms lately. Can you tell us how long this unit is and how much it weighs?
This is a 40-foot unit.
Okay.
Fully built out, you're still under 20,000 pounds.
That's awesome.
And it can be picked up with a tilt trailer and delivered nationwide.
Wow. That's pretty cool. You want to get one? When I touched this one over here that's not finished, it's very hot. Whenever I touch this one, it doesn't feel very hot at all. Is that something to do with the paint? And then also, can you talk about the imperfections in the unit?
Right. So the temperature is likely because of the closed cell insulation, and when we go inside in a second, it's very cold.
Yes.
So that definitely helps with that. The dents, this is a used container. This is our model container. It's structurally still perfect, but it doesn't look that great. This unit is discounted, but with that discount, you can easily strap this and put siding, any type of siding.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Whenever I've watched videos online, rarely do you see this as the exterior.
Yes.
I mean, for you guys to even paint this is kind of unheard of, because a lot of them, they're not painted because they do come with a different siding.
Yeah.
So what type of siding can you put on it?
I mean, you can put in any exterior siding. Depends on how you strap it, but you strap it to get it as tight as possible. I like to see, and you'll see on other videos of container homes, is people do cedar. Cedar looks really nice.
Yeah.
Because it's a very modern,
Right.
square tiny home. Going forward, most of our containers are going to be one trip new containers, so it won't have the dents. And if you like the look of a container and you just want to paint it a certain color, you just let us know during the ordering process, and we paint it whatever color you want.
Now this unit is for sale, even though it's your model unit,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we have this one discounted to $75,000, regular $90,000.
So if it was a new shipping container finished out the way this is, it would be 90.
Yes,
So that's a huge savings. And I think even with putting the siding up, you're still going to be well under
Yep.
90,000. Typically, to get inside, people build out decks
Yeah.
or steps or something to get in.
You'll either have a deck, or you could put this right on a slab and just
Oh, yeah.
step in if you
Step in.
wanted. But generally, yeah, I would assume everyone's going to have it up a foot or two.
It just looks nicer with
Yeah.
the deck built around it. So let's go inside. All right, so when you walk in through the sliding glass door, you walk into what is the living area. So give us your vision for like what this room is.
Okay, well, so I picked out enough space where you could have a nice futon, foldable. This could be your guest bedroom. I did the double wide window specifically so that when you fold down the futon, you can have a nice view while you sleep.
Right.
In the corner, currently this is a temporary office, but in the corner you would have your TV set up. But that's corner mount TV mainly because this patio door is here.
Right.
When we talked about how the patio door would switch, the patio door will end up being here.
Okay. So you'll gain another full wall.
Yes, and our
Right.
idea is to still stick with the futon and a coffee table that folds out for a table.
Absolutely.
But on the new models, you'll have a in-wall fireplace with a TV above.
Oh, that'll be nice. Yeah. I mean, and it's not bad like this either. Like if you're a working professional and maybe you go somewhere to work and you're there for an extended time, like having a desk here, you could still easily, if it was just you, have a chair or a
Yeah.
small love seat and put a TV up there and still have plenty of space, I think.
It's tiny home living too,
Yes,
right? So,
right. So you're not going to have all the things you'd have in your home.
Yes.
I mean, so I think it works out good. So then we move over into this space, which I just adore. I love this. This was so well thought out because this could have easily just been a flat wall with
Yeah.
no storage, and you guys knocked it out of the park, I think. So we've got wine storage, which is full. Always important. We got some shelving here, and then I assume this is for shoes down here. Or more wine.
Or more wine, yep. I mean,
you can never have too much,
yeah,
right?
definitely our thoughts were like little cubby holes for kids' shoes. I
Yeah.
don't know if my shoes
Let's see them.
would,
Oh yeah, you're probably bigger. Let's see. Hey, it would fit.
yeah. I mean, definitely kids' shoes
Kids'
for
shoes.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did add this little side piece just to make our kitchen look a little bit nicer.
Right.
What all the research that we did, what we noticed is most of these container homes, you've got a fridge in the corner, and then you got about 6 feet of counter space with a small sink.
And all one level.
And all one level.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So we kind of opted to have more counter space. We have lived in an RV for over a year now. Worst part about it is no counter space. So we were kind of thinking, how do we get as much counter space as possible? So we kind of just added it everywhere that wouldn't be in the way.
And this one is so thoughtful because it's like a drop space for your keys, your phone, anything. Or you could even set it up as like your coffee bar. Yeah, so that your coffee maker isn't taking up all your counter space, and then you've got even more storage underneath. Like, very good. But this one I love because, like you said, if you make food, you could set it out. Say you had someone over and you could just have
you
chips
your
and dip
there.
And put your things here. And not be taking up your space in here. Welcome to the kitchen. So talk to us, maybe we'll start up here about, I have never seen this personally,
So like I was saying, we live in an RV, so we're kind of thinking, what do you miss in a full-size house? And this is a dishwasher that you can still use it as a double sink, but when you don't want to do all the dishwashing, you can let this little guy do it for you.
This, to me, should be in every RV that is on the market. It's part of the sink. It's not an add-on. You don't have to take up more cabinet space to have it in here, and you still get to have 2 sinks. You have a nice faucet here, and best part, came from the Blue store. Can't beat that. I think in here, like, I'm looking around, we had a lot of storage in our RV, but this has way more storage. And it's like a better use of storage. There's no like fillers or fake cabinets where like your panel might be here. So you have all full cabinets here. You've got really great drawer space. There's just a ton of storage here. And then this is where your fridge would go.
Yeah, so this is fit out for a counter depth fridge.
Yeah.
So it will come to here, so it's not coming into your walk space. It does have water for ice and water.
Wow. And then a little extra storage up top.
Extra storage up top, and then ventilation through the back, which, you know, in RVs.
Can you see that?
You have the
back unit.
You have the back unit, but then a lot of RV fridges will overheat because they don't get ventilation.
Yes,
so,
very, very smart.
Now this would be obviously a commercial or residential style fridge.
Lots of big cabinets here. I mean, you can fit all of your plates, cups, everything there. You've got tons of storage here, which is great.
Yeah, and all the cabinets on all our units will have under and upper cabinet lighting,
Didn't even notice.
which is controlled over here.
Which these I've never seen before.
Yeah,
Look, he just turned off the
Lutron smart switches, so you can hook these up to your iPad and Alexa. You can say, Alexa, turn on tiny home lights, and go from there.
Just the kitchen lights, or just
Yeah, I mean, you can put them on everything, but they're also remotes, and I did that mainly because these switches ended up being on this side of the door, and we're losing space with the fridge there, and we can actually mount the slim switches on the panel of the fridge.
Oh wow, that's nice. Talk to us about what's going on in the roof, because I was pretty impressed by that.
Right. So we still have floor to ceiling 8 feet. It's a 9'6" high cube container. So our ceiling joists have space above it, which our ductwork for our HRV unit is in. Our line set for our dual head mini split is also in.
I love that.
And electrical, plumbing, whatever. And then spray foam above that.
Wow.
And then it's fitted out in these models with shiplap.
And we have an 8-foot ceiling still, so you don't feel tight at all. And then how wide are we?
We're 8 feet.
8 feet as well. Wow, that's pretty good. Just little things I loved is they picked a door that has the shade already in it, so you can pull that. It's really, really nice hardware on everything. They didn't opt for the cheap stuff. I think it just shows really well in this, and it makes it a little bit more modern in here.
Yes. We roughed in for a washer and dryer, and it could be a combo unit or stackable. That's the other reason why I put the switches that you can put the remotes in. But if you want to do just a combo unit, you can have counter space here with the plug above it and under cabinet lighting for an additional cupboard
Yeah, I think that's amazing because maybe you're somewhere that they have a laundry facility and maybe you don't need all of that. You could even make it a pantry. Like this is some valuable space right here.
Yeah.
Over here, does it fit a standard size?
Yep, this is your standard residential 30-inch gas stove. We have gas hooked up with
awesome.
120 volt for your power. Actually, this unit is actually going to come with the gas stove and the fridge.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have that already. Okay, great.
And we want to get a unit that actually slides onto the counter.
Oh.
A little more modern looking.
Right.
Just to tie in with everything else we've done here.
Yeah. And the nice, it almost looks like butcher block countertops.
Yeah, also from the Blue store.
Really? Very nice.
I also put in a above range microwave, which has your ventilation for the stove, but we also put in with our HRV unit separate override switches so that we could exhaust all the kitchen.
So you can use the ventilation system to also pull out stuff from the kitchen.
Yes.
Take out the bacon smell.
Yes, if you want.
If you want.
Or you can circulate it around, right?
Right? Get everybody awake.
Yeah. And this is roughed in with a 20 amp circuit so that you could put in the new combo microwaves, air fryer, convection microwave kind of thing.
That's nice. I love that. Welcome to the bathroom. All right, so in here, I am just shocked by A, how big it is. The shower is so modern, so clean, and it's big. Like you don't feel boxed in this.
And again, we're trying to sell the big living in the tiny package thing here as well as we can. So in an RV, you're not going to get this size, let alone a rain head with 4 body jets and a wand. But this size is mainly because we did a walkthrough bathroom. This is a 1-bedroom unit, so you're not necessarily sharing your bathroom.
Space.
If you have guests and you're sleeping in there, you can lock this door.
Right, and everybody still
and
have
everyone
access.
can still access.
Yeah, I love that. And it's not tight walking through here. In a lot of tiny homes that I've seen, like people have to kind of slide sideways. Like you've got plenty of walking space through here, so that's excellent. Over here, what I love is that there is literally, I mean, there is enough storage. So you could easily put your towels and washcloths there, and then you've got 3 full-size drawers here that can fit everything you might need for your restroom.
Yeah, and we designed that, or not designed it, but we picked out this unit specifically for that, because that would hold all your towels.
All your towels,
We thought about maybe having some type of towel holder rack here, but then, like you're saying, it would take into your walking space.
I think the only thing, like, if I were living in it, I might add like a towel hook here or here, just so I could put a wet towel and let it dry out. But no, I think less is more in a space like this. The other thing I wanted to point out, I forgot to mention, I'm just noticing it here, is that they didn't go with the full big can recessed lighting. Like this smaller lighting and having more of it, especially in the kitchen, like it just is a lot less intrusive. Like it's not so bright, like you have a spotlight on you. I love that.
And you can turn the brightness down. Everything's dimmable.
Yeah.
Every single light.
I think that's awesome. I love the shiplap look of the ceiling. It was also on the backsplash there, so it kind of ties everything in nicely. All right, so onto the bedroom. So in here, tell us how you would lay out furniture.
Okay, so we designed this room to have a full-size residential queen mattress, which will give you an additional, it'll come to about 4 inches from the door frame.
Okay.
That being said, it also gives you about 2 feet in front if you wanted to put a dresser here, or if you wanted to do a dresser in the closet. It's got 4 pot lights, fan, keeps the air moving. You have a second AC unit. So the closet is what would change in the newer model.
Okay.
It would actually become a full-length closet with a on-demand hot water heater inside.
That's when it gets moved to the front of the unit. Okay, so back here, this would be your patio door, or your shipping container doors. How would this work?
But the shipping container doors with the patio, it would be swapped. So The layout of the house would stay the same,
Okay.
but the container doors would go
Oh,
on
they
that
would go
side.
that way. Okay.
So this would be the back
I
of the
gotcha.
container.
So the patio would be for the living room.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I got you. Okay.
And so then we would swap out this 36-inch closet to not a full size, but maybe a 48, because then you'll have a little depth inside where the hot water heater will be,
Yeah.
but also a place to mount your TV like we have
Right,
here.
right. I love that you thought of that for the television. So, I mean, when you're looking at this room empty, it doesn't look large. But I know, just because, I mean, we've dealt with a lot of mattresses recently, a queen size bed is a 60 by 80. Like, that's pretty large. And to have extra walking space and
Yep.
extra space for furniture, like, this is a big room. And it may not translate on camera, but
It's a tiny home as well.
Yeah.
You need to keep that in mind.
Right.
Generally, if we were asked to furnish the unit for the customer, because some people might ask that, we would put in a queen size bed with drawers.
With drawers under it, right? Or like slim style, not so
Yes,
deep.
exactly. Like
so-
12-inch cabinets. So
Yeah.
again, any type of furniture would be RV style
Exactly.
furniture or tiny home style
Right,
furniture.
right, which is completely acceptable in this. And it even has like baseboard, like it's finished out like a true home, which I love. It doesn't feel like an RV. When you walk in it, it doesn't feel hollow.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like we're moving or rocking or anything that we've experienced in RVs. So it feels just so structurally sound is
Yeah.
what I love about it.
Yeah, it's completely different than an RV or even a tiny home on a trailer.
Right.
If I'm being honest, it's solid. There are shipping containers that are, you can load it with tens of thousands of pounds and not have any issues.
Right.
Right?
I believe they're capable of like 65,000, aren't they?
It might be more. I think it might. We could probably read
Oh yeah, on the side.
on the side of the other one, but you can fit a lot of
Yeah.
weight in these.
For a build like this, going from what that container out there is, where it's bare bones, to getting it to this, how long does that process take?
Generally, 4 to 6 weeks for a full build
Wow.
from order.
That's unbelievable. Like, to think it can go from that to this in 4 to 6 weeks, it blows my mind.
It took us 4 to 6 weeks to paint a kid's room.
We're not experienced. He's very experienced in what he's doing.
There are certain, shipping could even be longer. That's the issue is, you might be looking at an additional 2 weeks because the shipping company isn't free for that area. We're trying to stick to shipping companies local to our area and buy local, stay local kind
Yeah.
of thing. But
I love that.
that's the only thing that might change the timeline.
The timeline. Well, that's pretty awesome. So what initially I love about tiny homes is that they are super affordable. They're small because I think a lot more people are choosing to live single longer than what they did traditionally in the past. So for someone who's maybe like a working individual, this gives them an opportunity to own something and not have to be stuck in the 30-year finance game. Can you talk to us about like what are the options if you don't have cash up front to...
Yeah, so we actually work with a company called Hearth Financing. They work with 18 different lenders throughout the United States, and for financing, we can get approval on as low as 550 credit score, and of course your income. Now, your income and your credit score will depend on what kind of rates and
Absolutely.
terms you get.
Right.
But Hearth Financing does offer up to a 20-year term, so you can get that monthly payment down.
Right, which makes it so affordable, and you don't have to necessarily own the land that it's on. That's another
Yes.
like big selling point of these for me, because not everyone knows where they want to live for the rest of their life or wants to make a 30-year commitment on a piece of land. So I think this is just an affordable, easier option for someone looking to maybe have something that they own.
Yeah, you can pick it up and go if you don't like where you're staying.
Right, and it feels like a better investment. If I have $90,000 to spend and I want to spend it on this versus an RV,
Yes.
this feels like the better investment, because in 3 to 5 years, it's still going to look like this. and it's not going to be beat down and worn down, and you're not going to have put so much into keeping it up, which we all know so well.
Yeah, and they're also great for investment properties, right? So yes, you can rent an RV. You don't get that much money for them, but you can throw a container tiny home on Airbnb and get some pretty crazy numbers.
Right. This is what was going through my head the whole time we're here. Sorry, Kevin, but we have a hookup at our house, and we have the space for something like this. Like, you could easily turn this into an investment for the property that you already own, or if you're an RV park owner and maybe you've looked into adding cabins or things like this. I just think that this is the more structurally sound way to go, because this is going to last. The little cabins that are built out of portable buildings and RVs and things like that, they're just not built to last, where this feels like a home, and it feels like it's going to be here for a really long time.
And that's kind of what we're going for, is it will last. Specifically RV parks around Galveston, Crystal Beach, if you drive through them, there's no lodges, cabins to rent because of the weather.
Exactly.
Right? But you toss a shipping container, either whether you do it on stilts or not, I'm sure even if the water came up to this and everything's sealed perfectly, the water's not going to get in.
The water's
you
not
just
gonna
close
intrude.
everything up, and during a storm, and you open it back up.
Right, and unlike an RV, things aren't made of plastic, the cheapest materials. You know, they're, with use, they're still going to last, which, I mean, if you're putting your money somewhere, I think this is the better option. Even like if you're building your own house and you have a piece of land, like this would be a great thing to put on your property, because you can have more than one bedroom in them, right? Like you can attach different containers together, you said.
So how many containers could you use for a house?
Honestly, you can use as many as you want. Shipping containers during the C word, they were actually transformed into hospitals. You stacked, you know, 10 stories high for patient rooms, and it was all over.
Oh my gosh.
So you can make a container home mansion.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Everything's bigger in Texas. Come on. That'd be awesome.
Now I will say, custom container homes, they actually end up costing more money than your traditional stick frame. Because when it comes to stacking them, you do need to get structural engineering, unless you're stacking just on the corners. You can stack too high and even side by side, and you're fine for the most part. But when you overhang a container over another container, you're no longer on the load point of the lower container. So you actually have to structurally
support it.
Okay.
And you'll need that.
I think the most common that I've seen in all my YouTube research is like, it'll be a container here that's like your living and kitchen, then maybe bathroom on this one, and then over here it makes like a U shape, and that's like your bedroom area, with like a breezeway in between, so you can go through your sliding door to get through the container. I just love that design. Do you work through the design process with customers, or how do you help with that?
Yeah, so we use a program called House Pro, where we'll build 3D renderings for whatever people want. We do have 3 models currently available to purchase, but if someone wants something custom, you just relay us that information, and we'll build it on the 3D rendering, send it to you for approval, and then we'll get started. Multiple containers, stacking containers, we will do locally to East Texas. As for a unit, you know, a custom container in Maine, we're not going to go and build there. But we are building these single units to ship. But you can build this already
finished out, and it can be shipped, and all you have to do is start living in it. Like,
so what you're saying is a single container can go anywhere in the United States?
Yes, sir.
Do you ship outside the United States?
Not right now.
Who wants to be the first?
Someone out there wants to be the first.
But if you want to have multiple containers, you will do it locally to East Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, unless, you know, you really want to pay
Because you'd have to get all your...
Yeah, you gotta ship us there. We would take any idea as long as we can do 80% of the prep work here.
Right.
So that we only have, you know, a week or two of assembling everything there.
Right.
But yeah, it comes with a premium, obviously.
Right, right.
So.
I think it's time for an epic video montage of this awesome tiny home.
Enjoy that epic video montage? I know it was awesome. Okay, so if you are interested in any of the 3 floor plans or a custom build, you definitely need to reach out to LUX Building Group. Steve, let us know how they can contact you.
We are on Instagram and Facebook at LUX Building Group. We have a website, luxbuildinggroup.com. More importantly, if you want to give us a call, our number is 346-550-1367.
And if they are local to East Texas or willing to make a drive, you obviously have this model available for people to come walk through and answer their questions.
Absolutely, and I'm also offering to everyone, we can do video walkthroughs, whether it's this unit or a rendering that you want. I can do the walkthrough of this unit with you and discuss the changes in that rendering.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So I hope that this unit becomes someone's and you show us how you furnish it. If you do end up buying it, please let us know, because maybe we want to come film it after the fact and show how it's all furnished and how you're making it your own. All right, we know today's video is a little bit different than what we've been showing you, but we hope that you enjoyed this as much as we did. When Steve reached out from LUX Building Group, we were so excited to come and take a tour of this tiny home. Like I said in the beginning, this is right up my alley. I could do tours like this all day long, but I think we've reached the end of the video. So on that note,
thanks for watching, guys. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.